in general, how long after starting carnivore would someone be fully adapted, cleared of toxins, and experiencing the full benefits? Thank you. Um, well, full benefits is a bit different. Majority of benefits within a few weeks. You're going to get a lot of these toxins out of your body. A lot of people seem to feel a lot better after about 2 weeks. Alcohol generally takes around 3 to 4 weeks to get fully out of your system, but it's better every week, every day. And so that's why I tell people, give yourself a full 30 days, because then you'll get most of this stuff out of your system. And then you'll start feeling really, really good by the end of that time. And you can give yourself, an accurate depiction of what you might feel like with all this stuff out of your system. Some things take longer. So omega-6s, seed oils, these sorts of things have a longer half-life. It's like a couple years half-life. So it can take years to clear this garbage out of your system. And after 3-4 months, you end up radically increasing the amount of mitochondria. You're going through autophagy this whole time. You're turning over cells, you're turning over cell lines, you're turning over organelles. And so usually about 6 months on, you sort of recycled and turned over all of your cells. You feel a lot better, but you can continue to stimulate more growth and increase the number of mitochondria and their efficacy going on to 2-3 years, right? So you're just going to keep getting benefits. You're going to feel fantastic after a few weeks. You're going to get tons of things out of your system. If you have any sort of medical issues, they can take longer or shorter to go away. A lot of them clear up quite quickly, which is remarkable because people live with these things their whole life and they're just taking medications and just getting worse and worse and worse. And now all of a sudden, just a month or two in, and these serious medical issues are improving dramatically or even going away. Others take longer. So Hashimoto's can take a year or two before you really get your antibodies down to zero, depending on how high they were, and then allow your thyroid a chance to repair, which it may not do all the way. There is such a thing as damage done. If we permanently damage ourselves due to exposure to the wrong food and causing autoimmunity or just direct toxic damage, from eating, cyanide containing things like almonds and cassava and flaxseed and these sorts of things, that can permanently damage your thyroid, that can permanently damage your neurological system. So, that can leave lasting damage that's not going to heal fully, but you'll heal as much as your body is able to heal. So you'll feel a lot better. Most people feel a lot better after a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. They feel dramatically better. And I felt like a different breed of human, just a superhero after 2 weeks. And most people report that as well. Some people, it takes longer, like I said, to get that energy level and all that sort of stuff. But if you're coming to like a very strict carnivore diet and you're only eating meat and only drinking water, most people, and getting enough fat, getting enough food, most people will feel a lot better after 2 to 3 weeks, but you get continuing benefits. You just keep feeling better and better and better. And then you start having more energy. You want to start working out, and that's going to obviously improve your health even more. So you get a vast amount of benefit within a few weeks. And then you keep getting more benefits after that, if that makes sense. So full maximum benefits, that's a lifelong expression, right? But you get a lot of benefit just right away, getting this garbage out of your system. And that can make you feel dramatically better within a couple weeks. Another question from Lena. Thank you very much, Lena. Carnivore for about 4 months, still no weight loss. How much longer do you think till it comes off? Still facing brain fog. Am I not fat adapted yet? So this was a question about dairy. So look, you're in that situation where you're not necessarily losing much weight. Remember that if you put on muscle and you lose fat, you will stay the same weight. So the scale is really not what's important. It's really important for people to really focus on their health as opposed to the scale. The vast majority of people will lose weight and fat early on, but other people will be, everyone comes from a different situation metabolically and hormonally. And so you just need to look at things from where you are and focus on your health. This is about being healthy first and foremost. This is not a weight loss gimmick. This is a health optimization technique. This is eating to our biological design and being as healthy as we can possibly be. That's the main thing. Weight generally comes along with that. Fat loss generally comes along with that. But it's important to focus on the health aspects. So think about how this is helping you. Think about how this is benefiting you, and go from there, and let the other things come as well. Brain fog is rare, but again, there are some people that it takes months before they really start seeing the full benefits, and we don't exactly know why. I haven't figured that one out yet, because it's very rare. We just don't see it every now and then just all of a sudden, just something just ticks over, and just people feel massively better, and their weight starts coming off. There are a lot of reasons for weight loss stalls. Could be dairy, could be other things that you're including in your diet, like artificial sweeteners. That's a common one. People including erythritol, monk fruit sugar, stevia, these sorts of things, because they think, well, it's a natural sweetener. Well, sugar's a natural sweetener, right? And so we're avoiding that too. So you just want to just eat fatty meat until it stops tasting good. Just cut out everything else. Just keep it simple, and have a bit of organs, things like that. The higher nutrient density, the more satiated you're going to be earlier on. Your body's chasing nutrients. It's not chasing calories. So you don't want to eat a ton of organs, because that can be overwhelming to your system. You can get too much of a good thing and have hypervitaminosis, or increase, especially the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A or things like copper and the different metals. They build up and take longer to clear out of your system than, say, like water soluble vitamins like B vitamins, right? So just be mindful of that. But having a bit of organs, especially early on when you're transitioning, it's a great idea. It's nature's multivitamin, right? And so, so you can try that. There are other reasons, different hormonal reasons, things that people have leptin resistance, leptin. That's elevated. It's generally very difficult to lose weight for most people. And some people still can, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people, when they have high leptin, it's very stubborn weight loss. And that can be indicative of a slowed and damaged metabolism. And so you need to coax your metabolism to increase. You don't want to starve it and suppress your metabolism more. And that's what happens. If you chronically limit the amount of nutrients and energy available through your diet, your body's just going to shut things down, and you're going to feel really tired. You're going to have horrible brain fog. You're going to feel wretched, and you're not going to really lose weight, because your body's saying, no, we have to store everything. Everything coming in is going into fat, because we need to survive a famine. And so energy levels are down, because less coming in, less is going out. So you want to do the opposite. You want to coax your system. You want to coax your metabolism and speed it up. So you want to do things like exercise, anaerobic exercising. So resistance training, sprinting, those sorts of things. Even though you feel tired, just do it. You'll get something done. You'll start encouraging your system to work, but you need to eat enough as well. You don't just want to exercise and not eat enough, because then you're doing the opposite as well. Your body's like, well, now we really need to save everything, because we're having a high demand output, and we're not getting enough in. So we really need to hang on to this tightly. So don't do that. Eat enough, and eat fatty meat until it stops tasting good. And try that twice a day if you need to, especially if you're working out, and see how that goes. You can test your blood. You can test your thyroid. You can test your leptin. You can test your fasting insulin. These are signs. These are different things that, if they're out of balance, that can cause slow weight loss and slow metabolism. You can also check your nutrient status, your B12, your vitamin D, your zinc, and your magnesium. These are very important things. You get them with meat, but when you're starting on this thing, most people are on a very deficient diet and not taking supplements. And so they're going to be quite deficient in these things, to the extent that the reference ranges have actually slid down and gotten lower, because they're just an average for the community. Since everybody's deficient in magnesium, B12, zinc, and vitamin D, they're just move that reference range down. Well, this is normal now. It's like, this is the new normal. Deficiency is the new normal, apparently. And no, it's not normal. And so if you're in the reference range for these sorts of things, and you're not on the really upper end of that reference range or above that reference range, you're low. That's all there is to it. I've never seen any country or any lab that had a reference range for B12 that's actually made it into what I would consider an optimal reference range for B12. So the other ones, sometimes they sort of lip into the right range, but not always. So you want to be on the upper end of their reference range. If you're sort of low normal for them, you're really low. If you're low for them, you're really low. So you can check those things as well. But just be patient. Get out everything except fatty meat and water. And make sure you're eating enough. Make sure you're sleeping well, because that can be a major stall as well. If you're stressed out, you're not sleeping well, that raises cortisol, and that will stall your weight loss. And there are a lot of different things. Food is the main factor here, but these other factors really matter as well. So just keep that in mind as well, and then just keep giving it time. It can take longer for some people than others, even when they're doing it right. The vast majority of people don't have as much of a delay as this, but it will happen for you too. I've never seen anyone not get there. And some people, I see that their leptin is massively elevated, and it just takes time, and they're not really losing weight, not really losing weight, not really losing weight. And then all of a sudden their leptin is coming down the whole time. And then all of a sudden just hits that tipping point, and the rest of their metabolism, other sorts of factors come into play, and then they start losing weight. I just had a lady, actually, I've been following since last year. She has been doing this, and explained that to her, and she'd been overweight her whole life. Nothing had ever worked, and she came around this, and she said, "Okay, I'm just going to give it a try. I knew it can take longer, and she's doing this for her health, and she just really enjoyed it. She was eating well, and things were, and it wasn't hard for her to do. So she's like, okay, I'm enjoying this. She wasn't really losing much weight, but her leptin was sky high, and her fasting insulin was very elevated as well. And she had other markers that, this was going to take a while. And, so we corrected things and added a bit of liver and all these sorts of things that she was able to eat. And we just sort of tracked her every month, and she's losing a bit, but not all that much. And, really just very slow, but she's like, okay, I'm in this for the long haul. I feel good. I'm just going to focus on my health and just give it time. That was back in August, right? So it was a long time ago, right? And just last month, she came in, and hadn't seen her for sort of a month before that. And every month she was just sort of like losing just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, bam, 16 kilos, which is significant, right? I mean, that's like 35 pounds, right? So that was in a month, 6 weeks, And so that just happened to hit, that was it. Her leptin was coming down, and then bang, just dropped all this weight. So, that is generally what happens. Your body needs to just get to a point where it's happy, and it's saying, okay, we're not in a famine anymore. We can release this. So fix all those other things. And then after that, just give it time. And I think you'll do fine. I'm sure you'll do fine. Hey everyone, really happy to announce a new sponsor for the show and for everybody down in Australia, Stockman Steaks, who are delivering high quality grass-fed and finished pasture-raised beef and other meats, flash frozen and vacuum sealed to your door, something that I've been enjoying a lot of myself recently as well. They also have a great range of specialty items such as high-fat keto mince and carnivore beef and organs mince with liver, kidneys, and beef heart as well. So use code Chaffee today for a free order of beef mince or another specialty gift along with your order at stockmansteaks.com.au, and I'll see you over there. Thanks, guys. Aiken, thank you for the super chat. Question. I've just got my first A1C after starting carnivore, serum sugar from 8 to 7.2, A1C from 6.8 to 6.4, triglycerides 1.1, HDL 1. I am disappointed my HbA1c isn't lower. What might be the next step I need to take? Well, first of all, it came down, and that's good. It doesn't do that any other way, right? I mean, what have you done so far that has given you even that much of a drop in your A1C, right? So, we need to be appreciative of this as well. Count your blessings. Some people have more of a drop than that, but who cares? Some people have, when you're coming from the very higher levels of A1C, that can have a more dramatic drop. So, I mean, I've seen people with a HbA1c of, 13, 14 drop down to, 5 or 6 after 3, 4 months. That's incredible, right? So that doesn't happen, but that doesn't happen either. It's not supposed to go from 6.8 to 6.4. It only just goes up. It just goes up. It goes up. It goes up. And you try to slow it down with medication and lifestyle. But it only goes up. That was the previous thought and teaching, was that this is a progressive disease and it only gets worse, right? Not anymore. So you're already improving, and that's you're already breaking the norm, breaking the standard. So that's great. You should be really happy with that. Also, how long was it between tests, right? Was it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, right? Obviously, that's going to matter too. So the point, the main thing is the trend. You're trending in the right direction. Also, if you're on blood sugar medications for your diabetes, you should not stop them until your blood sugar indicates that it's appropriate to. If you're fasting blood sugar, you really should be between 4 and 5. That's what you want to keep it. And so if you need medications to keep it there, take medications to keep it there, right? Going from 8 to 7.2 and dropping from 6.8 to 6.4, that seems about right. You want your fasting blood sugar to be between 4 and 5, really. So you still have insulin resistance, you still have diabetes, you still need to take medication if you're on it, and you should probably be on it. In this case, that can help you bring that blood sugar down and reduce the insulin resistance, or give you enough insulin if you're not producing enough for now. But it's most people can come off insulin, but it takes time, right? So it can take, people get, very excited that this can help reverse their diabetes. So they go, oh, okay, if I just stop eating carbs, I don't have diabetes anymore. No, not yet. You have lead poisoning, right? And so you stop drinking leaded water. Great. There's still lead in your body. There's still poison in your body. Your body still has to recover from that. And if you need medications to get that lead further out of your system and heal and repair the damage from that lead, great. Then so be it. Thank goodness they have medications for those things. I don't think we use that as a crutch to justify eating a whole bunch of carbs and sugar. Definitely not. But if you need it because you have damage and you're using it as a bridge when you're transitioning to a proper diet, great. That's very useful. And so that's what medication is supposed to be for. It's this temporary bridge to get you to where you need to go, not just a lifelong condition that you have to chronically be taking, even though that's what they are billed for and designed for, because that's what makes them the most money, is if you take this the rest of your life. You don't need to take it the rest of your life, but you may need to take it right now. So if you're on medication, I continue taking your medication. I would try to get your blood sugar down between 4 and 5, especially when you're fasting. And if you need metformin or whatever you're taking to achieve that, so be it. Don't come off your medication until it's actually appropriate to you. But you know what? Whatever you're doing is working. So that's good. It's all about the trend. You're going in the right direction. And so why would we be upset about that? It's going in the right direction. We can all want instant results, but this is amazing. That doesn't happen normally, right? And so doing anything else, that doesn't happen. This is the only thing that has ever done that right there, right? And so you'd be very happy about that, be very proud of that, and just look forward to the rest. Look forward to it continuing to get better. If you're not pure fatty meat and water, get there. And get rid of all artificial sweeteners, everything. I don't care if they don't have carbs in them. I don't care if allulose has a much lower glycemic index. Just don't eat it. Just don't have it. Just eat fatty meat, only drink water, eat until you're full, stay on meds when you need them, come off when it's appropriate, and you will do just fine, and you will reverse your diabetes. That is what people all around the world are doing by the millions now. It's absolutely incredible. So, just keep it up, keep going, get as pure as you can, and just be patient. It is going in the right direction, and you're doing great. So just keep it up. Beth Rademacher, thank you for the super chat. I heard that ground beef is higher in histamines than other meat. How do you know if you're sensitive to histamines? Sorry, with so many questions. No, it's perfectly fine. So, the thing is that, whether or not there are histamines in there doesn't matter. If you react to it, that's the thing. So some people get some sort of a reaction that is unpleasant to them when they have ground beef, or when they have leftovers, they put it in the refrigerator, they have it the next day, and it gives them some sort of weird reaction. Is that histamines? Is that something else? Who knows? I talk to people all the time that they swear by it being histamines. I talk to other people, they're like, there's no chance in hell that that's the case. I think it's something else. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you're reacting to it, right? And so that's the only thing that matters. So it's not a matter of knowing if you're sensitive to histamines or not, if that's even a thing, which it may be. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm looking at this more from a practical standpoint. Do you eat ground beef? Is that giving you a reaction that's negative? Yes, eat something else. No, go to town. And that's the only thing that matters. So it doesn't matter why you're getting a reaction or you're not getting a reaction. If it's just, can you eat it? Do you enjoy it? Is it making you feel good? Yes, keep eating it. No, find something else that doesn't give you the same reaction. And so that's the main thing. So just try it out. Try some ground beef. If you don't have any problems with ground meats, and no problem. Oxalate dumping can cause pain. Oxalate dumping can cause nerve pain, can cause joint pain, can cause headaches and other sorts of things as well. So you might have to sort of get through that. If it's too much of a bother, you can try Sally Norton's protocols of having a very low amount of oxalates, like a bit of lemon in your water or a bit of weak tea